Good morning and welcome in, everybody. Before we get into this morning's update, let's go over a quick overview of what's transpiring so far. First, we've got XRP right now up about 0.15%, but we're below a major resistance point right here, a short-term pattern creation, and we'll go over this. I'm very happy with the trades we made last night as I closed our copy trade. I closed my personal trade, and I was able to make a Bitcoin withdrawal again today and send it to Cash App for about $340. So I'm pretty happy about that this morning. It was everything we talked about yesterday. If you're part of the copy trading, we'll start out with this very quickly because I get a lot of questions. But if you're part of the copy trading right now, we have a $100 to $1,000 challenge. Right now, we're up $216.97. We had two successful trades yesterday, and then it closed out the last one today. Even though the exchange is a little berserk, you know, with the differential when you buy in a little bit, but it's no different than a lot of other exchanges. But anyhow, yesterday we had a trade, we made 5.92%, and then the other trade we had 5.5%. I actually closed it at 61.11, but because of the way the pricing is, it gave me 60.99. That's the issue we have to deal with. So it's about a 2.4% differential on these trades. But anyhow, so good stuff there. We're at least making money here. Our $100 to $1,000 challenge, we've turned $100 into $316.97, as we're positive $216.97 in P&L. And this time in the market, it's not the easiest to navigate, but I think we're doing a fantastic job. And now I'm looking for that next setup. And right now what I want is if we're on top of here and we could back test this, I'd be right back in. I made an educated and informed decision that at 61.11 or right around 61.17 that I would... overnight it came down to 6073, and I said the first time it retested this resistance, I would get rid of my position, or if it was dragging along, and that's what it did. And now I'm going to look for the breakout or the breakdown and consolidation, and then I will look again. We have a nice cup set up, small short-term handle here to 6150, possibly. We're consolidating right now, so I would like to see how it plays out, but I like these moments where I watch the market instead of getting tied up in it. And then I'm able to do what I got to do. And then every single day I take some profit if it's available, if we're in one of those cycles. Because you're not always going to be in a cycle where you're making money every day. You're looking for these moments where the market starts to cooperate in the way you've seen out for days or weeks on end. And then you try to capitalize on a moment. And don't ever be afraid of profit. 5% is 5%, 1% is 1%, 30% is 30%, 10% is 10%. As long as it's not negative percent, you're doing just fine. So... we'll go over this, we'll go over the technicals, we'll go over the key levels. I believe that we're at a key point right now, whether or not we're going to have to consolidate a little bit today or we can start going and wrap it up. I'm still looking for the Saturday into Sunday rally that we've been having the last several weeks. So we'll end up being very transparent with that. I'm going to my dad's this afternoon. He's got to go out of town tomorrow. So I'm going to stop at his house probably early afternoon. So I should be back in time for the live tonight. Whether it's at 6:30, 7:30, 8:30 p.m. tonight, I don't know. But I am fully anticipating doing a live. So we'll go through all of this. I hope you're on the right page in the copy trading. And I appreciate everybody. We have 24 copy traders right now. And cumulatively, if you've been in from trade one to the last trade, we're up 214% right now. So I get a lot of people telling me I only got $100. Well, right now we've turned $100 into $314. It's taken us about 68 days. And then we're going to read through XRP trades above 60 cents despite Ripple whales shedding tokens. So it's interesting, from Santana data or Sentiment data, Ripple whales holding between 1 million and 10 million XRP tokens slightly decreased their holdings between August 22nd and 23rd. That's the first time we've seen that in some time. So is it any coincidence that they started dumping holdings after the Fed announced the rate cuts? Is this going to be a buy the rumor, sell the news event? Or is this going to be the sell the rumor, buy the news? So far, it's a buy the rumor, sell the... well, it's a buy the rumor event. Bitcoin's over 64, XRP still over 61. I am so very happy with what's transpiring right now. And some of you might say, well, why would you sell this last copy? Because I like these moments that are very volatile. I like to try to find a wick. So right now, it's struggling between 61.20 to get over. I'm looking for a wick that would drop us down into the mid-60s or maybe even further on a liquidity strike. And until it breaks that area, that's where I call it. If it can't break this area now that it's been over and then back above, that's where I call it quits. And then I wait to see, does it come back down to 60.8 to reconsolidate? Does it hit a technical target to the bottom side, or does it start pushing back up towards 60.50 or 61.50? Ultimately, I still think we get the 64 cents, but these are the times I like to get a lot of information out of the market without being tied to the market. Make sure to hit that like button so YouTube can recommend this update. We'll pop up on the YouTube news feed and will be recommended. That simply means that would pop up on the YouTube news feed, and whether or not you've seen my content or not, will come up on your side of town on the news feed. So make sure to hit that like button. I'll catch you on the other side of the intro. Good morning, 7:55 a.m. Eastern Standard Time on this Saturday, August 24th, 2024. I'm XRP Future Millionaire, and I reside in the great state of Michigan. So I thank everybody for tuning in. Sorry, my Bitcoin purchase just cleared, or my Bitcoin, I send over when I make profit every day. You guys will start noticing this. I'll send it over, and I found a different way to do it now. Now I can send it over in Bitcoin onto Cash App. So now I was able to make some money last night. It only cost me like 10 bucks total, or 5 bucks. So now I'm going to send this into my savings, transfer in. Oh, wait a minute. Let me take, whoops. Yeah, let me transfer. Sorry about that. I wanted to do this before Bitcoin had any kind of momentum. I didn't put Bitcoin in here to hold Bitcoin. I put it in here to put in my savings. And this is what I do. And then I end up, oh, wait a minute. I didn't want to do it like that. Transfer in. 20. Let's see. Actually, sorry, I had to pause it so that you couldn't see my pin. All right, so there we go. I didn't want to do this in front of everybody, but it just happened while I was doing this. So that was my profit I sent over for my trade, my personal trade on BITUNIX last night. Same one I took out for everybody else, except higher leverage and higher amount. So anyhow, we're sitting at 6106. Not surprised we're dumping down right now. There's a reason why I cut bait on what we had with our profit, because it looked like we're into a consolidatory phase. And if something's going to happen here, I would really like to see, a liquidity wick. So now I've put myself in a position where I was able to make the profit last night and into today. We're able to make our nice copy trade, and I'm able to sit pretty well today. I know it's a Saturday, but I don't, no days off. When you're trading crypto and you understand the trading philosophy, if you have a 24/7 market, you take advantage of it as such. And if the opportunity is given to you, you take it. All I simply did on that last trade was I found a range. We had the first trade that came up. We made about 5.9%. I watched it come back down into the 60 area, roughly 60-65. Just bought support, sold resistance. That's all I did. That's all I did on that last trade. And yeah, I can't complain about the way that turned out. Now what I need to see, though, is the way the market's going to consolidate. And when I say I don't have a trade, that's a leverage trade. I always have my spot trade of XRP, XRP Healthcare, and you guys know the rest. You guys know the rest. So this is what we're looking to break out of in the short term. If we break out of this, we've already fulfilled this technical target, which is odd. We had a technical target from here to here. It actually fulfilled it at 61.56. Or 61.53. We already hit this target. So now it becomes, is this a consolidatory phase? That looks like an exhaustion wick. So I'd be surprised if it doesn't come down and retest this 61. So basically what we've done here this morning, and this could be considered like a bull flag consolidation. And once we break out, we should be fine. We just don't know if it's going to do a quick consolidation, then bust 61.23. And when it back tests 61.23, that should be your next area where you're like, okay, it's over 61.23. I think we could be in a good spot. But see, this is what I was afraid of this morning. This is why I got rid of that leverage trade. I had and my own personal trade. I had a feeling that it was going to get rejected there. gut feeling that it was a rejection. It's going to be interesting. It's going to be interesting today because we're showing a very bearish 30-minute candle right here. A very bearish 30-minute candle. It does seem to me like we're going to have a little bit of downside because we finished off this short-term cup. Remember, even if bearish, we'll come up to 61.5, 62 cent area. We've already done that. But it doesn't seem to me like we're done yet. It still seems like to me we got to finish off the top cup at 64.3. Now, if I'm looking at this saying, well, where's a good area? Where's a good area to back test? Well, if it keeps coming back down, 60.4 roughly. If it keeps coming down, we're going to see if we hold 60.4. We're not convinced yet that we're going to have this grand retracement, though. I'm just keeping my eyes open and my ability clear so that I can purchase if it has a nice liquidity steep drop. See, what I'd like to see is this have a steep drop to like, remember yesterday we talked about 60.5, possibly we could back test. We've already basically done that overnight too. But this is what we were talking about, the drop out, because it did go up to about 61.5, then it dropped back down to about 60.5. Now again, it's the same setup, but now it looks like a possible double top could form here, and it's on a cup and handle. So the handle, we just have to make sure we break out of the handle now before this next momentous push. So these are the best times, in my opinion, to watch the liquidity strike. We figured it was going to start pushing down a little bit. I logged on and it was at 61.20 roughly. Now it's at 60.94, so we can see at least up 61.05. So it's doing it did a little clear down right now. I'd like to see some momentum take place after. And if we get the proper momentum, we'll come back over 61.23 and hold it. That would allow us to get up to that 62. Let's see where this is at. And it's going to be one of those consolidatory up and down, left and right. So 61.09 is a good spot if we can hold. And then it would be up to 62.01. And then if we come down a little bit lower, we have just underneath around, what is that, 60.79. So it's either 61.09 or 60.79 are the first two areas of possible hold. So as we can see here, 61.09. We're having a little problem at this area. Little problem at 61.09. So it looks like we might come to 60.79. So those are two areas of major concern. Bitcoin's down about 96 points to 63,985. We had a hot start overnight, or we had to push up to 64,941. And now we've rotated back down. So it looks like we very well could get some consolidation. I'm still not willing to say that this bull flag is broken or anything, because we very well could consolidate out, even come down to a little bit lower levels. And unless right now we break 63,590, we're still consolidating. But it does seem to me, if I'm being honest, I've got my eye on 62,737 for Bitcoin. Something about that level. There's a big pivot point there after a cup breakout, or the handle push up, I should say. And then we also had a top there as well. That now it looks like we want to back test it. I would not be surprised if we back test this. I would not be surprised if we back test this. I really wouldn't. And we know we've got a resistance just over the top here. And look, it created it for us, so we'll just put it just like that. We had it up a little high, but 64,931 is a beautiful resistance. I'm just targeting 62,737 if it has to rotate down a little bit. Otherwise, if we can catch some support here, we could go off to the races even quicker. But XRP, you know, if we come down to 62,000 and some change, that's going to put XRP, yes, 60.8 would come into play. But we'll see, because we could very well push out of this right now. We may not have to do this big consolidatory shrug. But, you know, we'll see. We'll see. It's going to be a very close today. We do have a reversal in the 30-minute right now, and we're coming down a little bit. So, you know, we have to pay attention to that. It is the early trading hours at 8:04 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. We always say around 6:30 a.m. Pacific Standard Time, 9:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, that the market is very volatile. If you're going up, it goes down. If you're going down, it goes up. We're back and forth today. What I would like to see is this retake 61.20, have like a volatile move to 61.35, 61.40, come back and back test 61.20, and then be off to the races. That's what I would like to see today. Do I think we're going to see that today? I'm 50-50 right now. I think we're going to see some kind of top move after, but we just might have to clear out some short-term liquidity. So if we do have a drop below this consolidation, these are my favorite times to be outside of leverage trading market though. After having some nice profit already gained for the day, and then being able to watch to see if there's going to be another entry. Oh man, these are my favorite moments. Most people don't look at the weekends as a profitability unless they're going into work and, you know, working their ass off over the weekend. But there's a lot of opportunity when you're, like I was saying, you guys seen that Bitcoin thing that just cleared. It was $300 and something. And yesterday I was able to do 500 and something. This isn't an everyday norm, but when we get a little cycle flowing, and I try to be as transparent as possible with the money. So if we do break down, we're looking at 60.33 cents. If we lose 60.79. If we lose 60.79, that's what we'll be looking at. And until this breaks and holds, every time you come up over the top, and you've seen it a couple times now, one time I should say, we've come up and filled out that technical target once. But every time you keep coming down, you're going to come up, we're going to have to push past. So if we break up 61.69 is the first target, and then you could have a back test of 61.23 possibly. It's possible. But those are your two targets. If you break down or break up, and the first time we broke up, we fulfilled the exact technical target, then it came right back through, and now we're refilling this out. So that's the best I can look with XRP. Hopefully it does push out here, and then it back tests 61.19. We had a small liquidity candle so far where we pushed from 61.45 down to 60.94. If it wasn't below this structure, I would buy it. But knowing the way I like to trade, if it's below the structure, I can't buy it. Unless it's down on support. So unless it was bouncing off of 60.80, then I could take a shot, or down to 60.33. Or if it breaks up and back test 61.23. Those are the options for me. You could have testicular fortitude and front run that move up, but you have to be cautiously optimistic because we could have that pull down as well. And, you know, the whales like to get in when we have little pull down, so anything's on the table, but I'm watching it cautiously optimistic, and I'm looking for that next opportunity as it perfectly is starting to set up right now. And then XRP trades above 60 cents, Ripple, Whale, Shed, token holdings. And then I'll release this after. If you're looking to trade XRP, your favorite crypto, simply go in the video description below and our pinned comments. You'll find HOTCOIN and BITUNIX. Or if you're like, well, I don't know how to do that. I don't want to do that. You just go into my, go to YouTube, type XRP Future Millionaire, click on my logo, and then click on BITUNIX, and you'll see BITUNIX and HOTCOIN, lowest spot and leverage trading fees in the USA. Take a look there. HOTCOIN is how you can copy trade me. We have a $100 to $1,000 challenge, and right now it's up over 215% as our $100 is turned into over $315. You can send a personal donation by a Cash App, Venmo, or PayPal. And then there's also BLOFIN if you choose to trade a leverage trade in a different way. And then you can always join Tom's Army or send a YouTube super chat by looking on YouTube. I encourage you to do that one time per month as a way to pay it forward. And now I'm going to read this, and then I'm going to release it. XRP trades above 60 cents. And I want to thank everybody for the over 23,000 subscribers we hit yesterday. Thank you so much. XRP trades above 60 cents, Ripple, Whale, Shed, token holdings. So Ripple, Whale's holding between 1 million and 10 million XRP tokens, slightly decreased their holdings between August 22nd and 23rd. XRP retail traders holding less than 1,000 tokens accumulated the asset, while Whales dropped their asset. So retail traders holding less than 1,000 tokens bought, and Whales between 1 million and 10 million dumped at the same time. XRP hovers around 60 cents at the time of writing, likely to extend gains by nearly 10%. Ripple XRP trades close to 60 cents, a key psychological level for the altcoin. Ripple, Whale shed their holdings while retail investors accumulate the altcoin. The cross-border payment of remittance firm recently announced its annual flagship event. Swell 2024 is scheduled to occur October 15th and 16th in Miami, Florida. Hey, I reached my savings goal. 15th and 16th in Miami, Florida. Daily Digest market movers. Ripple whale holdings slightly dip. Retail traders scoop up XRP. On-chain data intelligence tracker sentiment shows that Ripple whale wallets holding between 1 million and 10 million XRP tokens have shed their assets slightly between August 22nd and 23rd. In the same time frame, wallets holding less than 1,000 tokens accumulated the altcoin per sentiment data. Typically, when whales distribute their holdings, it increases selling pressure on the asset. However, retail traders are scooping up XRP per on-chain data. Ripple announced its annual flagship Swell 2024 event. The event is scheduled for October 15th, 16th, 2024. Ripple trades at 60.1 cents. Now it's up to about, where's it at? 61.1. Ooh, here we go. Maybe this is the start of this breakout again. Nice. So what we want to see, if we're going to have a push out, we need to break this level. And honestly, it's given us a strategic move where if you bought in right here, you could actually have a stop loss. Assuming we hold that 61.23, you could technically say, hey, I'm going to take this drop. I'm going to have about a 0.7% stop loss, 7% on a 10x. And you could theoretically use that area now as an area of opportunity. So that's definitely something to pay attention to. Absolutely. So the moving average convergence divergence MACD indicator shows that there's underlying positive momentum in the XRP price trend. XRP could find support in the fair value gap FVG at 58.45 and 58.75. That's if we break down, ladies and gentlemen. That's if we were to break back down. But we do have a technical move up as long as we don't lose 60 cents roughly up to that 65 cents. So we definitely have some positivity building. I've shown you every part of this setup here to where you can take advantage. You have to be with the testicular fortitude as always. But with that little drop down this morning, we went from 61.45 down to 60.93. Is that enough to clear us out of the range? That's the question we'll ask. Looks like a small flag that should bring us up to 61.69 as we talked about. And then if we get a back test, 61.69, we should, if we can hold 61.23, we could be looking pretty good here. Now, you will have to make an educated and informed decision. There is a trade set up here, honestly, because we're over that resistance. With this pull down to 60.9, you could technically put a stop loss down there and say, hey, 60.9, that's where I'm rolling. If it falls below that consolidation, I have a feeling it's going to come deeper to 60.33. But there is absolutely a setup here. It's just, we're going to have to make sure that 61.23 holds. And if it does, could be a big move here. Make sure to hit that like button. I'll catch you on the next update.